the Cornfield Raceway. In some cornfield in Iowa, hosts today's 45-lap road race here in the Thai Work Visa Cup. 33 racers, 45 laps, 4 miles a lap. That's 180 laps on the road. Hello, everybody. This is the qualifying area of these races, and the reason why we're showing this is because this is we're not really showing the actual this is the actual qualifying. We're going to show you the results, and this is more like the pregame show. As you can see, the track info, the Cornfield Raceway, a 4-mile road course. The pit road speed is 55 miles an hour, and it is really a good track. It's wide. There's a lot of turns, a lot of opportunities for passing. And practice is Emilio Rocha and Sammy Gonzalez looking good. Matt Brinker, Nick Leahy, who's at the top of the point standings looking good. William Mullins, Nathan Butler. Ronald Ray is number 7th. Paul Slovic is 8th. Mike Kilroy is 9th. And John Galante is 10th. This is just practicing. So this doesn't mean anything. Usually these are about 2-minute and 22-second laps. So it is going to be 90 minutes, a little bit over 90 minutes, maybe about a minute 45, minute 50-minute race. Remember, there are no yellow flags. We're hitting qualifying right here, and we're going to wait for the results to come up. But as we wait for the results to come up, we are going to have our standings here. And the reason why the point standings, we're going to go over them, and the reason why they're very, very important is because in a road race, if you're 32nd, it's very, very difficult to get your way all the way to the top because you got to pass 31 other people in very difficult turns. You can do it, and it's been done before, but it is not common. So in the point standings, you have Nick Leahy, who's number 1. It's going to be interesting when these qualifying results come out where everybody is. Nick Leahy is the leader in points. He has 420. Country Doc and Josh Johnson are tied for 2 and 3. Country Doc with a higher finish total in the season. That's why he wins the tiebreaker. Michael Paul has been very, very consistent throughout the entire race this season, and he is 4th, believe it or not. He's within striking distance. He can take the lead today with a good run. Bryce McMinn is 5th. He won the last race. It was a crazy race, but he won that last one on that super speedway, that freeway course that I think a lot of people like to forget. Keith Novick is 6th. Keith has been up there, back and forth, but he's been consistent enough. He is only 16 points behind the leader. That's a few positions. Brinker is 7th. He's always been near the front, but there have been incidents and stuff like that hampering him. And, of course, Ronald Ray is 8th. Chris Mullins is 9th. And we're starting to get really back there, 37 back the leader. Brent Simmons is 43rd. Kilroy is 11th. He's the newspaper reporter. He's 47th back, 47 total points back of the leader. With a couple races, he could be first place. You never know. William Mullins, the 4-year-old, is 12th in the points. Oldfield is 13th. Michael Koran is 14th. John Geist, 15th. Sam Hopper, 16th. Oh, you see Sam. Here we go. Keith Novick, and let's see. You got a few people, and it is coming out early on. Mike Kilroy is looking like he is first in qualifying. Of course, Kilroy needs this badly, and if he can keep this throughout qualifying, that's going to be very big. I don't know. I really don't know whether, as we're taking a look at people, I really don't know whether this is going to stay or not stay. But right now, Kilroy with the lead. Kilroy, if he can get a pole position, that would be big, especially for his hopes. Steve Eschenbaugh, we haven't heard of him too much, but he's starting near the front. And if Steve Eschenbaugh can keep this, he'll be starting near the front. That would be good. John Oldfield, Michael Koran is somebody, and Nick Leahy is 5th. So Nick Leahy is, again, consistently near the front. He's the points leader. Keith Novick 6th, Country Doc 7th, Emilio Rocha so far 8th. We got 2 minutes left in qualifying, and it looks like, well, we don't know as they're going around a second time. Bryce McMinn is 10th, Mark Cunningham is 9th, and Michael Cunningham, I got to see M. Cunningham. I always mix up the two names. William Mullins, the 4-year-old, is 11th. Brandon Powell is 12th. He needs top 10 finishes for the next 5 races. He needs to. He is dead last in points, 163 behind the leader. He's wrecked out all 3 races he hasn't finished. And he needs a very big race today. Same with Hugh Pham. Hugh is back there when it comes to races. Hugh is 29th total in points. Michael Paul is 14th and Ronald Ray 15th. Galante 16th. Sammy Gonzalez raced so well last time. I'm not seeing anybody changing positions here in the last minute. Brent Simmons, there's Scotty Schultz. Scotty has really fell back in the point standings. And Schultz is 30th, but he has a chance today maybe to be a little bit relevant, but he's back there. We take a look at Mullins. Josh Johnson again back there. Nate Butler. They have Brian Lippert is back there. He's struggled really big. Brooke Warren is back there. And Bandy, Hopper, and Zane Geist. And so it's going to be very interesting. I'm not sure with 22 seconds left to go whether any of this is going to change by the time that we go to race time. So here it is. Even though there's 10 seconds left, they have to finish out the lap. So you can't start a new one here, and that's it. And that is it right there. So that's your starting order. So they just brought it down right there, and that is it. Chris Mullins, big for Mullins. Mullins is 9th, but he only qualified 22nd. It's going to be a tough day for him. So we're ready to go for the start of the race here, and we're about to go to the starting lineups, and we're going to go right to the track to the starting lineups and see the starting positions, even though we have that. So here we go.
Drivers to your cars.
Say drivers to your cars, and we're about ready to go. So we're about ready to go here as we begin. Steve Eschenbaugh will be first. Kilroy, I guess, will be first pole position. Let's see which one is inside. As we take a look at it, that was happy hour. Qualifying, you can see Kilroy is going to be first. So your inside is going to be to your left-hand side. So Kilroy will be in the front. As we take a look at things right here. There we go. So Mike Kilroy will be first, and here's Steve Eschenbaugh. Steve has got to be able to handle this first position. He has not driven in the first position all season. In fact, Steve Eschenbaugh is 25th in the points. Now, this is his golden ticket. Steve has to have a good race today if he wants to get back into the points race. We're about 4:13. The first 3 races are a little bit show. The next 5 are separation. And then after that, the next 5 are sequence. So show, separation, and sequence. But you can't get to the first top sequences if you don't get some separation from everybody else. And right now, he's got a chance. He needs to have a good race. Same with Mike Kilroy, who's 11th. This is his shot. right now. Michael Koran is 4th, and in the race standings, he had a very good first race. But Koran has dropped down to 14th overall, but a great one today, and he'll be good. Right back there, John Oldfield is another one. We look at John Oldfield, and John Oldfield right now is 13th. I'll tell you who the one to watch is, and it's going to be back here. Way back here is Brent Simmons. Brent Simmons, Josh Johnson. Brent Simmons is 10th. Josh Johnson is 3rd. They all have their races really, how should I say, cut out for them. They have, and Mullins too. Mullins is 9th. They have everything cut out for them. They really need to start passing people. They need to have an aggressive race all the way down for, they need it. Because if they don't get it today, they could fall down the list. But they have to have a good one today if they want to compete for that championship. There's Johnson, Doug Sandra, and Adam Velasco. Doug fell down to 17th. He wrecked last time, and that wasn't very good. He wrecked, and, it sent him down from inside the top 10 all the way down to number 17. There's 65 points back. Adam Velasco is there. So here are the point standings all the way from 1st to 33rd. Leahy, Doc is 2nd, Johnson is 3rd, Michael Paul is 4th, Bryce McMinn 5th, Keith Novick 6th, Matt Brinker 7th, Ronald Ray is 8th, Chris Mullins is 9th, Brent Simmons is 10, Mike Kilroy 11, William Mullins, the 4-year-old, is 12th, John Oldfield is 13th, Michael Koran is 14th, Geist is 15th, John Geist, Hopper is 16th, Sandra is 17th. Kale is 18th, Galante is 19, Bandy is 20, Rocha is 21, Zane Geist is 22nd, Cunningham is 23rd, Velasco is 24th, Eschenbaugh is 25th, Warren is 26th, Sammy Gonzalez is 27th, Lippert is 28th. He needs a good race today. We barely even said his name except for a couple wrecks. Pham is 29th, Schultz is 30th, Butler is 31st, and Paul Slovic 32nd, and Brandon Powell 33rd. Of course, there are 2 drivers who have not finished any races. One driver that did not finish any race, and that is Brandon Powell. That is tough. We're about ready to go here. We're only a few seconds away from the call. 12, 11. Let's go to the track, and drivers, start your engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
So they start their engines, and they're about ready to go here. They're about ready to go for their pace lap, and here comes the pace car as he starts to drive, and all the drivers start to go neck and neck on the pace lap. 45 laps around this road track. If you are the pace car, you want to take a look through the pace car's view. You can see that there are very wide turns. There are very flat and wide areas where a lot of passing can occur. This is a road course. There are no banking to the turn. So it's really going to take a wear on tires. There's going to have to be a lot of pitting. The pits are going to be big, as they've always been big throughout this entire race. The pits have been the number one issue when it comes to major wrecks. Of course, minus the freeway stuff yesterday. That one was a mess. That was an absolute mess. As we take a look here, we're about ready to start. Going around, you can see these turns. Again, a lot of chicanes, left, right. Not as hard as those in Europe, but still this soft type can make it issues when you get one driver wanting to go straight through it. and the other one in a pack, and they are going left, right, left, right. I mean, it can be an issue whenever you pass, but it is far enough, wide enough, that you can do 3, 4, or even 5 wide on these. But because of the area, I'm not sure how much speed you're going to have. Farmers Fight, the name of this race, as we're about ready to go from a cornfield in Iowa. The road course twists and turns, and going into this long one. These long turns are always the toughest, because you go to pass, and if you don't pass right away on a slingshot, you kind of get caught on the outside. But you can also pass on the outside, and then when you go to the next turn, you're already got inside position, which is big. There's going to be a lot of strategy to these. It's not necessarily going to be a close race, and it's not necessarily going to be one filled with accidents. We ran 2 races in the preseason, and he's going into the pits, so that is going to be ready to go here. So, Eschenbaugh and Kilroy, they're about to start this race. Whenever they start, they just go. And Eschenbaugh and Kilroy, they'll start it. Kilroy and Eschenbaugh, any second now. And here we go. Eschenbaugh and Kilroy, there's a green flag. Early on, it is big for the road courses to get that thinned out sort of issue going on. You want to get early on positioning to do well, and there you see it. 3 wide in that first turn with Koran, Eschenbaugh, and Kilroy, and Oldfield is behind them. So here we go. Early on, you have Oldfield back there. They're starting to thin out a little bit. So Kilroy on the first lap of 45, and Eschenbaugh here in the Iowa cornfield. Farmers Fight. Right now, Koran wants to go first. Oldfield and Country Dock, so let's see what we have early. Don't expect a massacre like last race. Here's Kilroy, and it looks like Eschenbaugh is second. It's very big trying to get that first lap. Michael Koran is trying to go to his inside and take second place, and he does. The slipstream can be very dangerous because Koran will take the slipstream and slingshot through everybody in first. He seems to lose a little bit as Oldfield will be 4th place. And here's Nick Leahy 5th. Nick Leahy, of course, from Australia, used to the road courses. This should be his forte. He is number 1 in the point standings. And we have to just make sure that Nick Leahy, we'll take a look at him throughout the entire race where he is, because everybody's chasing Nick Leahy, and if Leahy were to win this race, then Nick Leahy's going to be way ahead of everybody else. Country Dock again is behind him. So Country Dock is number 6 right now. And Country wants that top 10 position because he's second in the points. So Leahy is first in the points, Country Dock is second, and they're 5th and 6th in the race. They're right behind each other. It's exciting here, but it's only the first lap, and Keith Novick and Bryce McMinn are going to be fighting for positions. This is for 9th position. Novick and McMinn. Actually, Novick has fell back, or McMinn has come up. I'm not sure. They haven't updated. There we go, the standings. And let's see. Bryce McMinn is 8th, and Novick is 7th. So it's a battle for 7th place here. Looking back is Emilio Rocha. Emilio Rocha and Mark Cunningham. So it is Mark Cunningham. I keep calling him Mike for some reason. But Mark Cunningham is back there in the number 12 car, but this is Emilio Rocha. Emilio Rocha in the number 91. He's 9th position. He's 4 seconds back of the leader. It's hard when you're back here because you got to fight the traffic and you have to fight the road course as well. So Emilio Rocha has it then. There's Cunningham. And Cunningham will be the top 10. Michael Paul. Michael Paul is fourth in the points, and right behind him is Brandon Powell. So Brandon Powell is 12th. Brandon Powell right now is almost 5 seconds behind the leader. So that means that Brandon Powell needs to have an aggressive race. I think Brandon Powell can win it all if he finishes in the top 10. Doesn't necessarily have to win, but he'll finish in the top 10 all the rest of the races. He can do it. He's the driver that has always raced up there and been near the top before he's been wrecked. And I think that he can do the top 10. It's going to be a long process, though. But we'll know by Wednesday or Thursday whether he even has a shot for next week. As he'll probably be the first one eliminated as if he starts to falter. William Mullins, the 4-year-old, and Hugh Pham. Hugh is now 13th, placing a heck of a lot better than where he has before. If Hugh can get through this and make a few passes and get into the top 10, then Hugh Pham will have a great day. That road will be big for him. Remember, you still have 10 races to go. There's 13th. You ran 3, and now you got 10 to go. This is really 1 of 10. But there's pressure on you. He needs to get a little bit more. John Galante, and look at Nate Butler trying to pass Ronald Ray, and he won't pass Ronald Ray. Nate Butler is 17th. He was running first, and then he wrecked in the second race in Motordrome. And then here yesterday, he was running really well and then went very slow and then got slammed into by Michael Koran. And Michael Koran was up there and he slammed right into him. No, that was Brandon Powell. Sorry about that. Brandon Powell slammed right in to Nate Butler, and Nate Butler is falling back. Sammy Gonzalez now. Sammy was up there in the top 5 yesterday, and he slammed into Michael Koran as Koran ran out of gas and was going to the pits. And Sammy Gonzalez is back there, and he needs to start moving his way up. As Gonzalez, number 65, is 18th, and he's fighting for 17th position. It's like college football. You know, number 1 is number 1, but it's just sometimes the back positions are necessary. The fight's back there. And you see Chris Mullins again back. These are road races. We're already on lap number 3. And in road races, it's difficult. It is very, very difficult to move up. It's going to be all in the pits and what people decide to do and how fast they try and push it. Scotty Schultz behind him. There's Velasco who's coming up. Adam Velasco is 20th out of 33. Velasco in points is 24th. And Adam Velasco, he was hit the last race, a damaged car, and that was really difficult. Here he goes, and Chris Mullins trying to pass him, and Velasco goes, no, there are no rules about getting out of the way or cutting off racing lines. You just race. That's the biggest thing. You don't have to worry about penalties or anything like that. And Adam Velasco is back there. We go back to, again, Chris Mullins. Mullins is going back. He's number 54. Mullins, at the last count, was 9 seconds behind the leader. And Scotty Schultz and Doug Sandra are behind. Scotty Schultz, at the last count, was 22nd. Doug Sandra, 21st, as they go to the 4th lap already. And behind signs and everything to that effect is Chris Mullins. Scotty Schultz, he's leading the pack of Doug Sandra and Spencer Kale. Now Spencer Kale at 2030s, 12.86 seconds behind, almost 13 seconds. He's been irrelevant. Really, this whole race, Spencer Kale is, I can't even find him. He's 18th on the points list. And being 18th, he's like the old Milwaukee Bucks. See, they were marred in mediocrity. You don't get the high draft picks. You don't go to the playoffs and get free agents. You're just in the middle. Scotty Schultz there. Sandra Kale. Josh Johnson is number 3 in points. He can't afford to be 14 seconds behind the leader as he is in 24th position. He can't afford this. With Warren behind him. He has to make a move, and he knows this. I'm not sure. You can't play by attrition here. You can't play by, oh, well, we're going to wait until everybody wrecks out and keeps going. You got to win this race. That's why on a road course you have to win. You can't just start out and go, oh, well, we're just going to, wait till everybody wrecks. Nobody's going to wreck. We ran 2 test races. And guess what? Nobody wrecked in 2 test races. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that somebody's not going to retire because of a car problem or something like that. But Josh Johnson trying to make his move here early. Brooke Warren is falling farther and farther behind Josh Johnson. Last time we checked, it was 26th position. Closing in a little bit on the curves. But Warren right now is 26th position. Again, Warren is 26th in the point standings. Paul Slovic, he needs a good one. He's 32nd. Didn't finish 2 because of incidents in the pits earlier. And he needs a good one. If he doesn't get a good one here, it's like Brandon Powell. When you're either Powell, Slovic, Butler, or Scotty Schultz or Hugh Pham, then you got to start picking it up. You have to. John Geist behind him. He's number 27. And John Geist is 27th. In the points, he's 15th. He doesn't want to drop. You're going to see a little bit more aggression as Brent Simmons. Brent is a very good driver. Brent started back there, but Brent is now 28th. He's 16 seconds behind the leader. He needs a good race here if he wants to keep on competing. He's 10th in the points. And if you finish way back in the 20s, you're going to lose a lot of spots. And people are going to go past you. Matt Brinker behind him. Road courses aren't really the biggest forte of his, but it doesn't mean he can't get his groove and be aggressive. He's right behind Brent Simmons. And I'll just tell you what right now, that he's a 3-time track champion in real life. So he will figure it out very quickly and move up. Zane Geist will take everybody out. Zane Geist will just take everybody out. You can tell he's going to push forward. And he's going to do very well here and go very fast. He's extremely aggressive. Remember the first road course, Daytona, he'll take people out. Look at him even slipping and sliding here. Zane Geist right now, 17 seconds behind the leader. Brian Lippert, Hopper, and Bandy. They are the last people. Lippert, number 3, 17 seconds behind. Hopper is 18, and Bandy at 18.5 seconds. Lippert right now 28th in points. He needs a good standing here. You can have, in 13 races, you can have 4 or 5 bad ones whenever everybody's equal, because it's going to be up, down, up, down, up, down. And there are going to be some that, a couple of good races in a row, and then some where they're just going to absolutely be garbage, like Josh Johnson right now. But whenever you have 4 or 5 in a row, that puts pressure on yourself. As Lippert going for the pass against Zane Geist behind the stands, and there he goes. He gets a few spots. He's going for a big pass here, and he will take it, and he gets that pass there. Sam Hopper going past Zane Geist. Zane right now, he finished second yesterday or Friday. So Friday he finished second. He bumped himself up to 22nd, but now he's near last place. So Sam Hopper and Bandy again, the pace car, but here's Mike Kilroy. As we go to the very front, he has a second lead over Steve Eschenbaugh and Michael Koran. So the first pod is like this, and we're going to take a look at the helicopter lead. This is the helicopter that you see, and that is Steve Eschenbaugh right here. This is the leading car. Is Kilroy number 34, Eschenbaugh number 27. That's what 1.24 seconds looks like. Right now they're trying to get a few laps down, maybe make it in the pits. The pit speed limit is 55. That makes it more difficult on a road course because you got to accelerate. Of course, when you accelerate out of the pits on a road course, you know, you can get to the maximum speed quickly because of the turns. It's like Talledega when you need to be going 200 all the way around, over 200, where it becomes very difficult. Third place is Koran. He's fell back. He's back, and you can see that Oldfield is making a comeback now. He was almost 3 1/3 seconds back, 3:13, and now he's on Koran's bumper. He's less than a second on his bumper. That's Michael Koran and John Oldfield and Nick Leahy. Nick is starting there to make his move. Leahy is unique as a driver because he's never won a race. And he honestly, in 3 races, as we take a look at everything, Leahy has 2 top 10s and no top 5s. He has no top 5s, but 2 top 10s. And because of the way everything has gone, the wrecks and the attrition, and just staying very steady and playing it very cautious, he has the points lead, even though he has not finished in the top 5. Because in the first 3 races, everybody else has been all over the place. Well, behind him is Country Doc. That runs out the top 5. Actually, the top 6. And then there's a little bit. 1 and almost 1.5 seconds going to number 56 now, Keith Novick. So let us keep you here 7 laps out of 45. Let's keep you. Oh, it looks like Koran is still third, but he's now 2 seconds back. He's losing his lead. So let's put you up on Steve Eschenbaugh, looking for the lead as we go to our first break. Big time, our first break. We're lap 7 of 45. We are going to be back. Here are all the standings. We'll be back. right, we're back, and it's going to be live here. Take a look at the position in the very back. Steve Eschenbaugh has had his best lap at 222 mile, 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Sorry, 222 on a road course? No way. Well, his last lap was 223, 214, and you can see it in the upper corner. So right now, seconds, it's very difficult on these road courses. You can see Koran, again, he's trying to close it. As Koran, there's Koran, number 23. Koran is third place. Michael Koran trying to get up to Eschenbaugh. Now the biggest thing is this, sometimes you're controlled, you're back here, and you don't want to wreck your car. You don't want to make your move. What if you're third? You don't want to wreck your car and try and get into second. You want to see how the pit stop goes. Sometimes you want to play it safe like that. This is an Audi. As you can see the bank of the car on the right. You know what? We did all these races and I never noticed that. Michael Koran in an Audi. I never noticed that. I really didn't. The manufacturer of the car. And Koran is third. Now the biggest thing is Koran on points. As we take a look, Koran is on points again. Remember, Koran lost a few after getting whacked yesterday. Koran is 14th. So if he finishes in the top 5, he's got himself something pretty good. Right now it's big because Mike Kilroy is winning the race, and the biggest thing with Kilroy is he gets bonus points. And when you're 11th and you're getting a lot of bonus points, you're leading a lot of these laps. I think he's led every single lap, though, this race. So when you end up doing this and you have the most laps led, 10 bonus points, that's a lot of positions. Especially climbing up, he is 370. He has 373 points. Leahy is 420. So he is 47 points back of Nick Leahy. As Kilroy goes for another lap, it's going to be number 10. So what does that mean? It means that right now, the way we're going, Leahy is 4th. Oh, that's going to tighten tremendously if it goes right here, because, and we have Country Doc also, number 29. He's 2 seconds back. Let's take a look at Leahy. That's Oldfield, who is number 4. Oldfield would be getting a gigantic boost in the standings. He's 13th. But Nick Leahy out of Australia, and this important. It is very important because this is 1 and 2. 1 and 2 in the standings, and it is slightly over a 2-second lead. Country Doc is so far back of Leahy you can't. Oh no, you can see him in the top part of your screen. You have Keith Novick behind him, and remember, Novick is 6th in the standings. He is 7th here. Country Doc looking good. The actual time of this race, really, when you look at it, it is 4 miles per lap. So it's 180 miles total. And right now, they have 40 of the 180 miles done. 10 of 45. You got to wonder whenever the pits come in, whenever the pit stops are. Bryce McMinn this is becoming a little bit more of a, there's Leahy, Novick, and here's Bryce McMinn. Bryce is right now 8th. Bryce won the last race. He's had some bad luck. But Bryce McMinn is somebody to look for. He's 5th in the point standings. He's really making his way up here, as he has Keith Novick in front of him. Emilio Rocha is behind him. And Emilio Rocha currently is 21st in the point standings. So Emilio looking for a top 10 finish. He's running really well. Again, you never know about the cars themselves, whether they're going to break, whether you're going to nudge somebody, whether you're going to get in an accident, but the last 2 test races, everybody made it, including the pits. So it might be separation. Who knows? Maybe it's the fact that when you qualify, you get the front pit when you qualify. McMinn is leading Rocha, and that is Rocha's number 9, Cunningham. Cunningham is the 10th. And he's got Michael Paul behind him. Michael Paul, so Cunningham, Mark Cunningham is Mark Alexander Cunningham. He is the signpost for the top 10. And of course he needs points because Cunningham right now is 23rd. So as you can see, there's a lot of people 23rd that are just that are trying to get up the ladder. And the one that I'm wondering about right now is the big one. Right here, the one everybody is watching today, it's Brandon Powell. Both Brandon Powell and Hugh Pham need good finishes. You have to have good finishes if you're Powell or Hugh Pham. Powell, again, has not finished the race. And Powell right now is 13th, as you can see in the upper left. So Brandon Powell is trying to work on William Mullins. Of course, William Mullins is only 4 years old. So who knows? Maybe he'll get mad and wreck the car if you pass him. Or he might just be one of those drivers that just, okay, they know how to do it at 4 years old. They just zip past everybody because of technology. And a genius at chess where you have like 4-year-olds. Oh, here's the pits, and let's go to the pit lane. Let's go to pit lane. Pit lane, let's see. This is spectator. Let's go to pit lane 1, nothing. Pit lane 2, nothing. Let's go to chase. Let's take a look at all these cars in the pit. Let's see how they do. Everybody coming into the pit. We got to see this. This is lap 12, so we're going to have 3 pit stops today. Bam. They get out a little bit more. Let's see if there's going to be any damage. Rocha gets by Paul. No. And looks like the kid might have got a little bit up there. Oh, and there's an accident. Oh, there's an accident. It looks like Nathan Butler. It looks like Nathan Butler with the accident. We got to see Nathan Butler. It looks like an accident just right when we said there were all the people finishing races, and it looks like Nathan Butler got hit or something happened with him. Let's take a look at the helicopter view from Nathan Butler. He's still in the race, but it looks like he went off the track. Something must have happened here. And going back, it looks like, was that Zane Geisthow? No, that was big. Hugh Pham. Him and Hugh Pham must have hit. Let's see how they did it. Brandon Powell close to that one, but he gets away. And, they touched coming out of the pit. Hugh Pham goes into the wall. He doesn't go into. Nate Butler goes into the wall. Hugh Pham just goes in to the side, drives through the crowd, nails the wall. And he'll probably come back, so we're going to go to live, and let's see what happens here. This is Nathan Butler now. Nathan lost a lot of spaces. He's now 17. He's 16 seconds back, and he also has damage to his car. Hugh Pham, we gotta, he might be way down there as Zane Geist is looking down again the pits, the incidents here. Let's take a look at Hugh Pham right now. Hugh is in the pit, he might be gone. He might be the first guy in 2 races, and that is devastating for Hugh. As Hugh, this hurts because it's very difficult to get back seconds in a race. Koran now has the lead. Koran has the lead coming out into the pits, and this is live right now. He was in the pits, and now he's coming out. So he's in the second wave that was going in. And Nick Leahy. So Leahy is all the way to second. So Koran will have it. Koran going very fast. Leahy going fast. And let's see what... That was a skid mark there going off. There maybe another wreck. I'm not sure. It's very difficult when you have no spotters. This is like on a road course like the 1970s. So Koran again, number 23, Nick Leahy again. He passes. He gets passed by Mike Kilroy. There's going to have to be something here. Kilroy is going fast, and Kilroy wants the lead back, so I don't know. We got to thin this out and see once Koran gets past first. It looks like Leahy is moving back more and more. Leahy is losing positions to Ashenbaugh. Looks like they're going back. I'm wondering if he got any damage. Nick Leahy is not driving like Nick Leahy was. Everybody is getting back there more and more and more in times. Hugh is back there, Paul Slovic back there. And right now, Steve Bandy is way back there in time. So Leahy against Oldfield. Again against Kilroy, and Kilroy taking the lead. I don't know whether Kilroy is just that good today. He might be that good. As they go around for lap number 14, they kind of thin themselves out again. Let's see what the stats say. Okay, they're moving up and down. A lot of people now, because of the pits, it looks like 12, 13, and 14, so it looks like 24, 25, and 26. We're going to get another batch of pit stops, but right now, Kilroy ends up with the lead as they thin it out. Some people got to lead a lap because they went first. You want to go first or last in pits. You don't want to go in the middle because then you don't get to lead a lap. So here comes Kilroy. Kilroy now looking good over Steve Eschenbaugh. Eschenbaugh being second. Eschenbaugh is really going to garner the points here. As everything will tighten up. What might happen is you might have everything tightening up and then just a balloon at the top where a few just start flying away. Let's see here. Pham is down a lap and everybody keeps on going. Butler's down 22 seconds after that incident. Pham might not finish this race. Pham having bad luck. Uh-oh. I am looking for... There he is, 14th. Let's go back to him. 14th is Brandon Powell right here. You can't afford 14. You got to get top 10 or else we can put you on, right now you're on life support. But we can just keep you in serious condition if you don't do anything here. John Galante, that's a name that we haven't said for a while. 19th in the points. and 15th here. Escalante's 14 seconds back of the lead, only a half second back of Powell. But Powell is 1.5 seconds back of Ronald Ray, but he's right here, so he's closing the gap and trying to use him to streamline and slipstream his way closer and closer. That's Brandon Powell here. So they caught us off guard with the pits. And just the way it is. As we go to lap number 15, Emilio Rocha Novik. And here's Bryce McMinn. Bryce now, he's number 41. Bryce is in 7th position. Bryce 5th in the points. And you might say, oh, well, you're going to drop down. It's not position related to the position that you have in the points. It is position relative to what everybody else does. So Country Doc is running well. He is 6th. He is 2nd in the points, but right now, Josh Johnson is way back there. He's having a bad race, and it's going to hurt his chances. You only have 10 more races. You can afford a bad one. I mean, if you win your next 2, you easily probably make it back because of people going up and down in the races. Bryce McMinn throughout everything here. So Steve Eschenbaugh is still fighting for this lead. I can't believe there's an incident. Hugh Pham might not be out forever, but whenever you're down, yeah, Hugh's done. Hugh is done for the day. He finishes 33rd. A major blow for him. He would have to pretty much dominate the rest of the series to win the total points. Even though it's up and down, he would have to have all top 10s. So Hugh, I feel bad for him. Just a bad incident, him and Nathan Muller, but Nathan keeps going on. Keith Novick, number 56 from Northern New Jersey. He's 8th, and he's chasing Bryce. Novick needs, he's 6th in the standings. The thing about road courses, though, not many people, as we're a third of this race through, not many people are going to get bonus points for leading a lap. And not many people are going to, well, you're only going to get 1 for leading the most, but not many people are going to get bonus points. So your propensity for coming back is very big, because it's not like you're going to have like 15 drivers get 5 bonus points for leading a lap. You're not going to get that on a road course. You might have 2 or 3 depending on the pits because of the separation. And if there's jockeying up front, usually road courses are not that close when it comes to first place. Now, Michael Paul now is 9th. He's slipped his way all the way up, and he's 4th in the points. We might have Leahy, who's 1st, Country Doc, who's 2nd, and Michael Paul, who's 4th in the points, all behind each other. And in a race like this is where you make up your points at. Michael Paul right now, he is number 35. He's going 9th. He's under 10 seconds behind the leader of Kilroy. Kilroy averaging 98 miles an hour, almost 99. 98 and a half, slightly over 98 and a half miles an hour because of the curves and the turns and all that stuff. Country Doc up there, Nick Leahy, Australia. John Oldfield, we haven't said too much of him. He's 2.5 seconds back. Now, Oldfield has run a couple races that have been good. And Oldfield, if he can finish up front here, Oldfield might be able to make his way into the top 10. If you're in the top 10, especially here, you're easily within striking distance of the leader. But he has to beat Nick Leahy. And he is by 1 position at least to gain an advantage on him. See, if Nick Leahy finishes 1st here, because of the way the shift is, Nick Leahy has a chance. Leahy, Country Doc, and Michael Paul have chances to really go ahead of everybody else. Michael Koran, remember, because of his accident yesterday, he's 14th in the standings. So he's going to need to finish. He's going to need to finish up there. Again, to climb back in, which he will. And that's going to be another lap. Given Leahy, the Australian, he is looking good. But now we go to the front. This is the battle for the lead. Steve Eschenbaugh wants 5 bonus points. Eschenbaugh would love the 5 bonus points for leading at least one lap of the race. Kilroy looks like he's going to clinch by lap number 25 or 26, the most laps led in a race. So Mike Kilroy, I wouldn't say he's dominating because of a slight lead, but Kilroy's putting himself in a position where if he finishes second, and Kilroy does not, here's the big thing though, Kilroy does not have a win. And if Eschenbaugh were to slip ahead and get that win late, then it looks like Steve Eschenbaugh, what would happen would be they would have the same amount of points. Eschenbaugh would have 180 and Kilroy would have 180 because he'd have the 170 plus 2 bonus point, but plus 2 5-point bonuses. One for leading a lap and one for leading the most laps. But if they were to tie in the standings, Eschenbaugh would have that win, and that's what it goes by, your highest finish of the year. So, and how many of them you have. So wins are very, very important, especially for tiebreakers. So Mike Kilroy is going through this very quickly, but this is very important. You're going to get so many chances. I believe we have a 50-lapper tomorrow. I'm not sure what it is tomorrow. Reports down there as I'm taking a look. I'll lose it a little bit. I have no idea where they are. But I know on Wednesday, I believe, is the crazy one. It's crazy one. It's just crazy. I don't know about the thing that they made, but it is absolutely nuts. And that's going to be Wednesday, where anybody, it's a short track, and there's a lot of wrecks, and only a third of the cars finish. I'm not sure whether that's tomorrow or Wednesday. Mike Kilroy with the lead here. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Once the race ends, we'll give you the schedule. That's very easy. But anyway, Mike Kilroy leading by half of a second over Eschenbaugh. And Michael Koran, who's number 23, he's back there, he's third. But let's go towards the back. There are some racers back here. There are some good battles going on. They've kind of thinned themselves out. So let's take a tour here. Oldfield, Nick Leahy again. Leahy is 5th. He's 4 seconds behind the leader, Country Doc, Bryce McMinn, Novick, Michael Paul. Then we go to Emilio Rocha. Emilio Rocha is the 10th. Cunningham is 11th. And Mark Cunningham wants a top 10 finish. William Mullins, the 4-year-old, is going to be number 12, and Ronald Ray is 13th. Ronald Ray has really driven so well, and right now he's driving well, but not very well. I mean, 13 of 32 teams, because 33 is not now, no, 33rd is Pham, and Hugh Pham wrecked. You know, but when you drive this well, it is nuts. He's very good at what he does, and he's consistently up there. Brandon Powell is also consistently up there, but he's 14th today, not running in a position that would make people say, hey, he's making a push for the championship, especially when the top drivers who are going to need to lose later on are running so well. Powell needed to get up there and be about even with them. Not sure if he's really started pushing now, but he is number 14. And it's tough because you got separation here. And we're into lap number 19. Lap number 24 is when all the stuff happens. The pits, 24, probably 24 through 26. And 27, and you're going to see a few others. If Powell can get, I think one of his strategies is to go out there and pit last and see if he can get 5 bonus points. He needs all the bonus points he can get. And then even though that might hurt him in the standings by a position, then what you want to do is just, you want to push as hard as you can. Brandon Powell. The statistics on him, his last lap was 2 minutes and 23 seconds. 2 minutes, 23 seconds per lap. That's not bad. 45, so 40. 80, 90, it's about an hour and 40 minutes. We're almost to lap number 20 as Brandon Powell, we take a look at him. John Galante behind him, but Velasco is 16th, and here's Spencer Cale. Spencer Cale, a little bit of rubbing racing, and here on the road courses, it's like the old days where they made NASCAR because they were running moonshine. And right now on the road course, that's why NASCAR was initially all the moonshine drivers. They're good at, I mean, you never ran away from cops in circles. But Spencer Cale is looking to try and make a pass here. This would be for 16th position, and Spencer right now really does want to make it, as Kilroy's still with the lead, but he won't let Cale past him. Cale wants to make the move. That's the thing about qualifying on this track, is it is difficult to pass. It's funny, you can get past a lot more than you do pass. When you see a pass happen, a lot of times it's mistakes. Spencer backs off a little bit. The top 10 in the top left of your screen, we still have Kilroy and Eschenbaugh and Koran, 1, 2, and 3, and then Oldfield and Leahy. And then Leahy has almost a 2.5 second lead, almost, on Country Doc, who's second, so in the standings. So Leahy, what he would like is some bonus points here. If he could move up and maybe lead a lap, maybe on a pit or something to that effect. Oh, uh-oh, that wasn't very good. Spencer Cale took that turn way wide. A very big disappointment today so far is Chris Mullins. He's running 18th, he's 9th in the standings. Today just wasn't his day, and when you go back to 18th right now, you're starting to think, where realistically can I go to? You're not going to have a big pile-up. There are no yellows, so you're not going to have everybody bunching up and saying, okay, well, you were 30 seconds behind, and now you can just go. But, you know, you're now a second behind. Oh, you were 30 seconds behind. Now you're a second behind because somebody else wrecked, and you don't have that. You have no yellows on this. But on the other side in a road course, you're not going to have a 20-car pileup. So even if the top 3 go down in a heap, Mullins is still 15th. Sounds doom and gloom, but it is. It's just not helping his cause here. Sammy Gonzalez now, number 65. But Doug Sandra again behind Sammy Gonzalez. Doug is 20th. And although Sandra is 17th in the point standings, Doug was looking for a better showing than today. Of course, being 20th, it's just not very good. I mean, he is falling back there. He needs to start being more aggressive. I think you're going to see a lot more aggressive drivers near the end. You're not going to have anybody out by attrition, especially when you're back 20 spaces. Brooke Warren now, number 79 at 21st. Brooke Warren, 21st position. We're on lap number 21 now, and Scotty Schultz. Scotty, he early on, and he never was the same. After Daytona Beach, when he really led the first couple laps, he was really doing well. And that just never really happened for him. And Scotty Schultz right now is 30th in the points. He's 22nd in the standings here, but you need to get some jumps here. Now here's father-son fighting each other. John Geist leading Zane. And John Geist leading Zane here. This is the battle for 23rd position out of 33. John against Zane. Very interesting. Zane wrecked. It was Brandon Powell's first wreck was caused by Zane in Daytona. And that hurt. The second wreck for Powell, and the second wreck was when he hit McMinn on the roof, and the third wreck for Powell was whenever yesterday when he hit Nate Butler. I'm surprised that guy's even alive. 3 major wrecks. He didn't go out because of car trouble or retiring. He went out because he didn't want to. And John leading his son Zane. John right now, number 87, 23 seconds back of the leader. He's an average driver in this. Zane Geist is 22nd in points, but John Geist is 15. So it is a disappointment. He's 23rd right now in the point standings. As Kilroy still has the lead early on. We're about on lap number 22. Velasco number 17 is interesting. He's 16. Now Adam has had tough runnings, but right now Adam Velasco is 24th in points. This can bring him up if top goes down, but it's not going to bring him closer to the top echelon of winning the whole thing. This will keep him within striking distance, but really, if you're Velasco's 16th at this point, you gotta really, really push to get in that top 10. So much riding. Galante and Powell again. Powell is still 14th, 7/10 of a second behind Ronald Ray. And that's Ronald Ray. William Mullins, Cunningham Rocha. And there's the leader right there, Mike Kilroy. Lap number 22 of 45. In about 8 minutes, they're going to be doing another pit. And that's going to be gigantic. Taking a look at the standings in the upper left. Nate Butler is back by 25 seconds. He was involved with Hugh Pham in an incident coming out of the pits, and Hugh with his accident, and he is the first driver in 2 test race or the real thing to be wrecked. And in the test race, he did very, very well. Everybody has the same rating, but it's tough here. Some are just not getting it, and some luck is just Steve Eschenbaugh, though, he's 25th in the standings. Mike Kilroy, he's 11th in the standings. Well, enjoy and battle. We're going to take a break. While we were away, Michael Koran has now had the lead. And when we were away, that is big. Michael Koran with the lead. I'm wondering, was there anything that was so big when he made the pass that did he wreck? I'm not sure. I was back. Koran with the lead. Did he go? Oh no, they went through the pits, it looked like. I don't know. And it did. They went through the pits. So here's Michael Koran now in the pits, and let's just take a look at him. This is lap number 24. Every 12, it looks like they're going through the pits. And here's Michael Koran. This could be very weird. So let's see Koran now as he'll drive into the pits when he comes out. Let's see how much he's going to do into this. Let's see how much his car. He missed that pit stop. Koran, he gets tires on his right. Now he's going to get tires on his left. All the time he's getting fuel. And he comes out of this and goes very fast. And let's see where he ends up. There's a lot of different cars coming into the pits, and it's going to shape everything. So Michael Koran comes out of that one. So he's still the leader. Mike Kilroy. We're going to go to we're going to go here. Taking a look, there's a lot of minute behinds. Only one accident. I don't know about number 22 and 6. They might have touched or did something. That's going to be Bandy and Schultz. Let's take a look at Schultz. That's Galane. We want to take a look at Schultz. Scotty. Let's see Scotty and Bandy again, whether they're just racing each other or no. There was a lot of laps. Oh, there was a wreck. Oh, yes, there was a wreck. I knew it by looking at the time totals. Let's take a look at this. It was a wreck. It was on lap number 24. And it looks like Spencer Cale was going in. Mullins is in. Zane, his dad, John. And they let everybody go. And let's see, there was a nasty wreck then. Scotty Schultz, he slowed down. It looks like he might have wanted to go into the pits. And Zane, oh, did he start another one? Went through, he went over to the left side. Oh, Zane, oh, into the dirt. Oh, yeah, Zane did. Zane started another one, and Zane, oh, and Johnston gets by. Now there's damage, and did they get again? No, he didn't get hit again. He just went back, and he's got Pandy and Lippert right here. So Scotty Schultz, Zane Geist involved in another wreck. And there's damage there for Scotty Schultz. Matt Brinker, that's a name we haven't said too much today. Matt Brinker. Brinker is 29th now, 34 seconds back, but Schultz he was rocked there, and now he's falling back. Paul Slovic is back at 43 seconds back. He must have been involved in an incident. That's incredible. That is incredible. Brent Simmons. He is way back. There's Zane Geist. Zane involved in that incident. Oh my goodness. Another one. So Koran again only a second and a half lead. It's going to be less than this. As Kilroy is coming behind him, trying to take him over. He wants to make a push. He's making a push now. So let's reset the top 10. You have Koran at number 1. You have Kilroy and Eschenbaugh fighting for second position. So Kilroy right now at 2, Eschenbaugh at 3. And they are fighting it out here at number 4. A couple, 2.5 seconds back almost, is John Oldfield. So John Oldfield a good number 4 position. It's just so difficult all the time. John Oldfield again, 13th position. And then you have Nick Leahy, who's number 5, who's a half second back of Oldfield. And then you have Country Doc at number 6. Now there's huge separation. So those are the first 6. Nick Leahy looking very good in the points. Country Doc has to pass Leahy. There has to be a point when he has to get close and pass Leahy. Now number 7 is Michael Paul fighting for 7th place against Keith Novick. So you got Arizona against New Jersey. Arizona in the green and white Miami Vandal car. Michael Paul and Keith Novick in the Target New Jersey car, even though Target's Minnesota. Keith Novick, it's especially important. He's 6th position. So he needs everything in the world. Bryce McMinn is now number 9. Bryce McMinn, and Cunningham behind him is 10th. So they're fighting for 9th and 10th. There are some battles going on here. Some individual battles, as you can see. So there's some really good ones moving on. And Bryce McMinn here on a track that is right through a cornfield. Mark Cunningham, Knock High School. Bryce McMinn here, he's number 9, letting it a little bit of silence here. And you watch the cars. Ronald Ray, number 25th. As Ronald Ray. Ronald Ray is 12th. Ronald Ray Osnan Acaso from the Philippines. Great driver, and he's working really hard here. Ronald Ray right now in points. Ronald Ray is 8th in points, and this'll keep him up there. I can't believe Koran is winning a lot of the laps again. Now here's the thing with Koran. I'm not sure when he took the lead. But if he leads every lap for the rest of this race and wins the race, he could get the 10 bonus points, and that would hurt Kilroy. Eschenbaugh is now 3rd. Eschenbaugh was fighting Kilroy a lot. And then all of a sudden, Koran leapt into 1st, and he had the better pit stop, too. Ronald Ray Osnan Acaso. Emilio Rocha, number 91. Cunningham. Bryce McMinn. Keith Novick. Michael Paul as we work our way up. Nick Leahy's very interesting. You see him near the top. Nick Leahy's only one top 5. He leads in points. But the biggest key here is nobody in front of him. Nobody in front of him, I believe, is in the top 10. Koran is 14th. You got a couple. Kilroy is 11th. So you have number 27, Steve Eschenbaugh. Eschenbaugh is 25th. And you have Oldfield, who's 13th. So all the people in front of him aren't even in the top 10. So if he finishes 5th, then those people will gain some advantage, but everybody else in the top 5 will lose points to Nick Leahy. And that's incredible. He'll have a top 5. He has one top 5 so far. Remember, we're only near lap number 30. We're near 2/3 of the way done. 36 is the next pit stop. It's been every 12 laps. There's been one accident today. Here's Steve Eschenbaugh. Eschenbaugh is now 0.63 behind Mike Kilroy and a full second ahead of John Oldfield. He's got to make a push. He's 2 seconds behind Matt Koran, fighting for tenths of seconds every lap. That's the biggest thing. I don't know if you're Eschenbaugh, he's 25th in points. You want at least 5 bonus points. You're not going to get the 5 for leading the most laps in a race. You're not. Just simply because it's either going to be Kilroy or Koran. But Koran, to get it, I think he has to finish the rest of the race in the lead. And he has to lead every single lap, and that'll be big when the 36 pit stop comes in. Steve Eschenbaugh will go around here in Iowa. Steve Eschenbaugh, number 27. These road courses, you always bunch up on the turns, and everybody always says, hey, look, he might actually try and pass him. Look at this. He's close to passing Kilroy. He wants to pass Kilroy. We always get fooled on this. They get very close, and then nothing happens. He looks like right now on the straightaways, he wants to make the move. They go around the turn here, waiting for one mistake. Look at this. This is big for Steve, because Steve, 25th in points, wrecks, where all of a sudden goes 30th, and his championship hopes start to fade really big. Remember, he wrecked yesterday in that crazy, insane freeway race. He was up front for a while. He's showing he's a good driver. But he's behind Kilroy right now and can't get past him, though. He won second place, and he's sort of the 5 is very big, especially when you're not getting the bonus points. And Koran is leading now very big. It's now almost 2 seconds with Matt. There he is, Michael. Sorry, I keep calling him Matt Koran. He's Michael Koran. And Michael Koran looking to win his second race. He would be the first 2-time winner in this race. And there are, of course, probably a lot of people gambling whether there's going to be a 2-time winner or not. And Michael Koran leads by almost 2 seconds. There's a few incidents. A few people going back, a few craziness, but that's about it. Let's take a look at our old, there he is. Brandon Powell. Right now he's dropped to 15th. That's not good. Brandon Powell is above Adam Velasco by just a few seconds, but Brandon Powell, number 15, has been passed a couple times. His highest was 12. I remember looking at him and it was like 12th place, and I'm like, there we go. But Powell has to start pushing it, because I'll tell you what, right now, it's very big for Powell. If he doesn't finish in the top 10, it's going to be very difficult. First of all, he has to finish a race. He's the only one of these racers that hasn't finished. And he has to finish as we're on lap number 31, and he's on lap number 31. Brandon Powell from Arizona, 11. Running again, this is 15th. It doesn't look like he has any damage to his car, like he got in a wreck or spun out or anything. Just looks like he's slipping. It happens. He's got to push it a lot harder, though. Let's spotlight on another racer, Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson is 23rd. He's 28 seconds behind the leader. Johnson is also third in the points, and this isn't going to help. This is going to be devastating to his points, even though you only have 13 events, but when you have 33 drivers, yes, we understand there's going to be a lot of flipping. A lot of first place are going to go down to last place. There's going to be a lot of wrecks and all that stuff, but you always want that buffer. Like Nick Leahy has a buffer right now. He can come out and have a bad race and still be within striking distance. Right now, Josh Johnson is 23rd. He's third in points, but 23rd in this race. It doesn't look good. And Sam Hopper. Sam, we have not said much for him today. Sam, number 2. Number 02, he's 24th today, 16th in points. He ran a great race in New York, and he ran well yesterday, but he got in too many wrecks. Daytona, he qualified up there. But remember, he got his back ripped off. His gas tank was exposed. The biggest thing with Sam Hopper right now, as we're on lap 32 of 45. Really another one, Nate Butler. Nate is 31st in the points, and he's had flirtations with the lead. In fact, in race number 2, the Oval, he led, and he looked really good doing it. And then all of a sudden, he got in a wreck, and yesterday he got in a wreck. He was up there a little bit yesterday, so he had two races. This is his bad race. You can't have this happening. He's 25th. Brian Lippert consistently down there, 28th in points, and he's got to pick it up. He's 26th here. He's got to pick it up. Everybody has the same standings, and it's getting to the point where Lippert has to have a couple top 5s in a row to do something. Zane Geist, he likes to smash into people. And right now, that's cost him. Zane is 27th. He was fighting his dad, and then he got in that wreck and took out Schultze. Brent Simmons, not his day. It's not his day at 28th. He's 35 behind. He's battling Matt Brinker. So Simmons and Brinker are battling each other. The battle is going to be for 28th place. Of course, Matt Brinker is 7th in the point standings. It's going to hurt the points. He might go down to 13th or 14th. Brent Simmons, who's 10th in the points, will probably go down to 15 or 16. Especially with this finish, this does not look good for them today. Bandy again, Bandy. Well, I'll tell you what, Bandy, 20th in points. He needed something good today. He's not getting it. That's not very good. You don't want to end up doing this like he put out today. Things are starting to shape up. 36 seconds behind the leader, but he's in 30th place. There's Schultze. He's behind Bandy. It's 31st. And Paul Slovic 32nd. Just tough races. Sometimes, see, that's the part. Here's the leader, Koran, and he leads by 3 seconds. Oh, he's really doing well. The question is, what about the pits? And we know that. The pits are going to be big. But anyway, Koran, he's looking for his second win. It's big. Michael Koran looking right now for, again, his second win. Michael Koran is 14th in the standings. He's looking also. He needs the points though. So he needs those 2-5 bonus points. And I think he can only get that off of Kilroy if he leads every lap the rest of the race and ends up winning the race. It was close. So Michael Koran again. I'm not sure though. So he's on lap number 33. There's 12 to go. About a half hour left in this race. And Michael Koran having a lead. Again, Kilroy and Eschenbach. Nobody wants to push it yet. Eschenbach has backed off. He tried to pass Kilroy a couple times, but couldn't. And now he's backing off here. As they take that weird-looking chicane right there. Not as harsh as a European one. All a chicane is an S-curve, what we call an S-curve. When you're kids and the racing games are much better, and they let you build your own track. And everybody put chicanes all over the place. And then you'd have people wrecking and trying to pass and be crazy. Make a chicane alley, you know. Everybody just trying to survive. Well, that's going to be the 200 laps. It's called the Someone's Gonna Die 200, and that's going to come up. I think either tomorrow. I think there's still one more race. I'm looking around for it. I hacked my PayPal, so I have that. Here, so I can't find it. That's all right. Doesn't matter too much. One lap number 34, where you're watching Mike Kilroy as a 2.5 second lead, a little bit more. And Steve Eschenbach behind him, while John Oldfield is trying to enter in on the mix. John Oldfield right now, it's a question of him. Oldfield is 13th in points, and he can get within striking distance. The biggest thing, though, is he needs to stay ahead of Nick Leahy. Leahy is the points leader. Right now, there's only 4 people that are going to gain points on Nick Leahy. And Nick Leahy running again very solidly. It's going to be very interesting to see how Nick Leahy is in the pits. There's Nick Leahy right here. It's very, very interesting because Nick Leahy is 5th here, first in the points. Country Doc is behind him. This whole race, Country Doc has been behind Nick Leahy. He's been running behind Nick Leahy. And I guess the feeling is, in this race, you want to secure your position. Because when we go to that Rent-A-Wreck, either a day or 2 days from now, oh, and here comes the pits, and let's see Nick Leahy go here in the pits. This is lap number 35. I'm not sure who's going to take the lead. Koran might just go one ahead. Leahy will come around. Oldfield, I think Koran is going to go one more around and try and keep the lead. And all the laps, and Nick Leahy, let's see where he goes, and let's see how they do it. So Leahy will go around, and he's in. Let's see how he is. It should be an easy pit stop. There we go. And they go to the other side. It's all tenths of seconds now. And Leahy again, and he lets it go. Look at Leahy as he comes out of the pit. And Oldfield still has the lead on him. So this is where a lot of people get into incidents at turn. And now we got to go ahead. So Leahy looks like he's out. There's Oldfield, there's Eschenbaugh, there's Kilroy. But Michael Koran now will have to come in the pit. He just took an extra lap because he wanted to have, you got to have the laps led. And that's to him, he wants the bonus points there. So here's Michael Koran as he comes around. This will probably be the last pit stop of the day. So a very linear race right now, with very dichotomous battles, just 1 and 2 cars battling each other. It really mimics a Formula One race. I don't want to say boring because this is tension. There's a lot of points now piling up. If this were race number 1, it would be boring because it's like, all right, well, it's race number 1. But now you're hoping to get those extra slots and points. Michael Koran out of Beaver County, Pennsylvania. No, Lawrence County. I did that just to get him jacked up. He's probably screaming out of saying it's Lawrence County. Mohawk is Lawrence. At least I think. So here comes Koran into the pit, and it's going to be a big one. Let's see how Koran's pit does. And let's see whether he can get back on the track with no incidents. There's people behind there, you can see. Here's Michael Koran in the pits. He's the leader of the race, and he's hoping to keep as the leader. One set of tires is done for Michael Koran. The second set of tires is done. He gets out of there with a lot of racing fuel. And he gets out without an incident. So Michael Koran without an incident. And there's Mike Kilroy, who's number 2. Now, I will tell you this much. Now all of a sudden, Oldfield and Eschenbaugh decide to start dueling. Here in lap number 36, this is 10 to go. So Michael Koran still with the lead. That is the back of the pack, Paul Slovic, number 9. Oh, he must have been involved in an incident. He, back early on, look at the back of the car. It's wrecked. Somebody must have hit him. Somebody must have, oh yeah, he got hit. He got hit in like the first couple laps. Let's take a look. We can easily find when this incident happened. We're Gonna go to Chase. There you see. Here it is. And it must have happened in the pits. It looks like he got caught up with something. There's damage. And it looked like right then and there it was, because this is big. This really puts Slovak at a huge disadvantage. Probably be 33rd in the points. Maybe. Oh, what the heck? Oh, it looked, this looked terrible. What in the world? Was there a hit? Oh, he lost he lost everything into the pits. Oh my goodness. It got it ripped off there. I'm seeing what the original incident was. There's not many incidents here. Tomorrow it's going to be the big one. So don't have to worry about that. It was early when this happened. Okay, here it is. 9th, 10th, 11th. Oh, it happened in the 12th. Let's see what happened. He got hit hard. Oh, it was in the pits. So he was here. There, he was 28th when it happened. I have a bad feeling about this. And then he pulled out again. I thought it was going to be Brent Simmons. Sam Hopper passed him. And I'm looking. Hopper, he went over. Oh. Hugh Pham went off. That was that incident. Oh, and Hugh Pham came back on and hit him. It was Hugh Pham that came back on and hit him. Watch this. This is going to be, we're going to take the helicopter view. This was earlier on. Here's the helicopter. And Hugh knew he was panicking. But here comes Hugh Pham. The inside, boom, took him out. Done for the day. Knock Paul Slovic to the back. That's all they wrote. This is live. Somebody 44 seconds back. Koran actually picked up a lot in this. Koran is verging on winning this race. He's on the verge of it. Now the biggest thing is Country Doc has decided right now this is where we go. Yeah, Michael Koran, who's number 1, and almost 4 seconds behind is Mike Kilroy at number 2. And number 3 is Steve Eschenbaugh, another long list behind. But number 4 is Oldfield. But here's the thing, Oldfield, Leahy, and Country Doc. Oldfield cannot let Leahy pass him. And Oldfield cannot let Country Doc pass him. This is the best battle we have. Eschenbaugh is 3rd. So Oldfield would like to go ahead. As Koran again, who's 14th, looking to win his 2nd in a row. The points are just shaping up to be unique. Nick Leahy again. And you have Country Doc. Now Country Doc, this is a very important battle. It's 1st and 2nd in the standings. So as we go back to 38, this is the biggest one there is. Really to everybody else. As Leahy is up front, now Country Doc needs to pass him. As Country Doc is 2nd in the standings. I don't think Leahy led a lap, and Koran is trying to go for all of them. Koran's down to 395. He was past 4 seconds for his lead. Country Doc now. He's down to Nick Leahy. He needs to pass Leahy in the last few laps so he can gain points on Leahy. And in fact, if he passes him, he'll take the point lead. Josh Johnson is way back there, and Michael Paul is going to lose points. So right now, this is for the standing lead after 4. This right here. After 4 races, this is going to be for the standing lead as Leahy number 4 and Country Doc number 29 fight it out for the points lead. There's 6 more to go. So 6 more to go at about 2 minutes a lap. It's about 10 minutes here. As the S-curve first, they go around. Oh, and he's trying to pass. And he's trying to pass Leahy. He knows he has to pass him. There are no more pit stops, I don't think. Oh, it's so hard to pass, and you know it on a road course like this. But he knows he has to take the points lead. You don't want to wreck yourselves out, but you also want the points lead. And you want a higher position finished. You want to start winning those tiebreakers. So there's a lot riding on this as we show the car that's behind Country Doc. And he is up there, but here's Nick Leahy. The question is with Leahy, will he run into slower traffic? There is nobody, I believe, that is being lapped. You have to lose by over 2 minutes to be lapped. But he's coming up against John Oldfield, and whenever you have strategy and you can't just lay it out and go as fast as you can, that's going to slow you down. As Country Doc now here in the 39th lap, he's coming up against Nick Leahy. And right now, this is the ending of the race. Race number 4. In your top 10, you're going to have Koran, Michael Koran, unless something huge happens. He's going to win this thing. He's up by 3.5 seconds on a road course. Eschenbaugh, who's 3rd, and Oldfield 4th, and Leahy 5th, and Country Doc 6th. They're all fighting for positioning. Then you have Michael Paul, who's 7th. That's going to add to his total, separate a little bit, and Bryce McMinn is 8th. He needs to get some seconds back on Michael Paul. And number 9 is Keith Novick. Remember, Keith Novick is 6th in the point standings. And Cunningham is now 12th. Brandon Powell is 13th. He needs a little bit more to get out of the basement. Well, he's in the basement. He'll get out of it here unless he wrecks. Nick Leahy again. They go through another lap. It's 40 of 45. And this race is winding down. It is winding down. It is a road course. Oh, Country Doc again trying to take the lead. That curve right there might be a curve where Country might later in the race with a couple laps to go make his move. Right now they're keeping up there, but they know that there's so much. Between 2, 3, and 4, there's 4 points in the standings between Leahy and Doc would like the lead. Because again, going into Indianapolis, the final race, the Super Bowl, you just don't know where you're going to be. And you don't want to you want to defend leads, not have to make them up. You want to defend positions. You want to finish, you want it so that you control your own destiny. You don't want to have to finish like 5 cars ahead of somebody, because then everybody else is going to be, well, how's their race going to be run? Leahy from Australia. Leahy has been the most consistent driver easily. Ran is now a 4.5 second lead. He's looking really good and he should win it. Right now, Leahy against Country Doc. This is the best action we have. Eschenbaugh is moving up to 6 seconds behind. 4 seconds. Actually, Eschenbaugh is 6 seconds. Oldfield is 7.5 behind, but he's 0.7 of a second ahead of Nick Leahy. And oh, just the precision you need. You move your hand the wrong way, and it is over. We got to take a look at the lead, and Michael Koran, it's hard sometimes to be this far ahead. You know, it's going to be lap number 41 now. He's got 5 more to go, and this is the first of 5. When you're ahead this much, what do you do? When you're racing against other people, you're always into it. You know, you're like, oh, there they are, and we got to beat them. But right now, it's almost like racing abstractly. You can get into bad habits. You can miss due turns. You can get complacent. And your team can be. Your strategy can be. You know, you go full tilt here, and, you know, it's just a lot of things come into play. This is the point where everybody goes, what if? You know, you got a 4-second lean down. You know, what if something breaks or something like that happens? There are no slower traffic. The farthest back is 46 seconds. You can see in the background on the same straightaway as Mike Kilroy, but that's still 4 seconds. Cycle all around as number 41, you can see him take the turns inside the pit, inside the cockpit, inside the driver's seat. That's Koran. And this is Paul Slovic, who got in that unfortunate accident with Hugh Fan. There are a lot of good drivers out here with good battles, meaningful battles. Koran again, number 1. Kilroy, number 2. Steve Eschenbaugh is going to be 3 as he goes around number 4. I mean, it's starting to thin out. Leahy, I will tell you this much. Leahy and Country Dock. That's a big one. And we'll go back to that. Another one we want to see. Bryce McMinn is now 8th. Keith Novick, number 56, is 9th. 10th is Cunningham, 11th is Galante, 12th is Rocha, 13th is Brandon Powell. Now Powell needs to move up in the rest of the race. He just can't be behind by Rocha, and he knows he's got to slam on the gas pedal and go as fast as he possibly can and make it up as Sammy Gonzalez is behind him. And Sammy has been driving and really climbing all day. Sammy Gonzalez, number 65, 27th in points. He's going to make a lot back. He's going to make a lot of this back. He is. That is one thing that works really well for him. And Adam Velasco is 15th, and Velasco is 24th in the standings, so he's going to move up. The whole thing is to get into striking distance. So Adam Velasco looking good. There's Sammy, but we go up. I mean, there's only so much. In this battle, we're going to be stuck on. There's John Oldfield, and there's Nick Leahy. Taking a look, there are a lot of good battles back there, and we'll get to all of them. Leahy, Country Dock, and you take a look, all of a sudden, Sam Hopper, Brent Simmons, though, 27th, and Matt Brinker, 31st. 2 races that they're just going to forget. You know, you have one of these races, everybody's allowed to have one because you don't have a dominant driver. You have some consistent ones that are pulling out here, but you don't have a big dominant driver. And Leahy again against Country Doc. Country Doc's gonna have to do something passing wise. We're on 43. We only got 3 more laps to go. Nick Leahy is solid in his performance today. Leahy is 5th. Everybody behind him not too bad. Michael Paul, he's 7th, and Michael Paul really another very, very consistent driver. Michael Paul is 4th in the standings. There's Kilroy, who's 3 seconds back, but that's going to be your race leader, is Michael Koran. We're going to spend a little bit on him on the final lap, lap 45 of 45, because he is the leader, and you always want to see the leader finish first. But right now, I mean, Leahy and Country Doc, that's the most important. And then you have McMinn, Novick, and Cunningham all fighting for 8, 9, and 10. We're all fighting for 8th position. Nobody's fighting for last position. So that's the way it's going right here. Championship points, Koran is going to knock himself up. He can really hold on to the laps led. That is big. There's the pace car, Koran, Kilroy, Esheba, Oldfield, Leahy, and Country Doc, and here it is. Nick Leahy. Leahy again. Leahy is trying to fight Oldfield. I don't know if you're Nick Leahy whether you take that position. Oldfield is 13th, and though Oldfield will move up and gain points on you, is it worth wrecking? So if you decide to overtake, it could be very interesting. Country Doc could come by. There's 2 laps remaining. I want to take a look at Brandon Powell at this moment. How close is Powell to Rocha? And Powell is pushing it as hard as he can against Emilio. Brandon Powell is 13th. Emilio is 12th. And he wants to get that 12th position. Oh yeah, he's starting to slide and everything to that effect is Brandon Powell. Here in 2 laps left in this race. Powell, this is very big. If he can get up to Rocha and pass him. Not much passing going on. As Brandon Powell will pedal to the metal right here. You got to go all out and you got to get that 1 position, especially when you're in a position like him. I suspect he's going to be around 22nd or 23rd with the way everybody's going with his total points. He might even go up to 25 or 26. So 3 seconds ahead is Michael Koran. He could be laying off the gas a little bit because simply it's the last lap and you don't want to do anything stupid, but you don't want to get passed. There are no points for winning by a margin. Michael Koran coming around by that Country Doc and Nick Leahy matchup. It's now a 2.5 seconds. It looks like Leahy will really look good in that one. So Michael Koran coming around the last few turns of the lap. It'll be 1 lap to go. As Koran goes around, Michael Koran will be his 2nd win if he doesn't do anything majorly dumb. Koran pushing hard. Ran around the final turn for the last lap. So Michael Koran on the last lap. He's going to go through everything. Last lap for Michael Koran. And on the last lap, we always go through the helicopter. There it is. Michael Michael Koran going around. Michael Koran, 3-second leader right now. Koran looking very good. He looks like he's going to win his second race of the year, and when you do that, you have a lot of tiebreakers. Doesn't necessarily mean you win in points. And Kilroy is second, and he's on his own little island. But look at Koran on his own island. This is a guy that really, it's the last lap. We're just keeping it helicopter view, and we're going to go past everybody. Koran is just getting himself a solid race. He didn't lead all the way. He was halfway through the race. He took the lead from Kilroy, and he just went pedal to the metal. He played his pits very well. I think he might win the laps led and really move up in the point standings. And Michael Koran going around the last few corners of this lap. And Koran will, unless something happens, he will win his second race. He'll be higher. He's 14th right now in the points. And I would suspect he might be, he might be 7 or 8. Koran is 360. Leahy is 420, but Leahy and Country Doc are going to get some points. Same with Michael Paul. And Bryce McMinn is up there, Novick, but Brinker's going to fall. Ronald Ray will. And it's going to be very interesting as we see the point totals coming in after this race. So here comes Michael Koran, the last couple turns. They're only 2-minute laps. Michael Koran pushing it hard. A 3-second lead over Mike Kilroy. Mike Kilroy will probably finish second. And Michael Koran, here is the start-finish line as he goes by the entrance to the pits. And Michael Koran wins it. Right there, he crossed the finish line, and we go back. This is Kilroy who's going to be second. And Kilroy at 2:61 for seconds. Eschenbaugh. And it looks like Oldfield. This might all be over. It is over. Country Doc is 5th. Michael Paul, and there it is. McMinn, and that's it. Everybody's finished. So that's it for the race. And the first is Koran, Kilroy 2nd, Eschenbaugh 3rd, Oldfield 4th, Nick Leahy 5th. Again, Nick Leahy, these are official. As you can see, the official standings now. Koran, Kilroy, Eschenbaugh, Oldfield 4th, Leahy 5th, Country Doc 6th. He can't pass him. Paul 7th, Michael Paul, Bryce McMinn 8th, Novick 9th, and Cunningham 10th. Monte 11th, Rocha 12th, Powell 13th, Gonzalez 14th, worked his way up. Velasco, not bad, middle of the pack 15th, but he's in mediocre purgatory. As William Mullins is 16th, Sandra 17th, Brooke Warren, how about that? Brooke Warren all the way 18th. Warren 26 points in the standings, all the way up to 18th, really back the whole day. Working her way up, and Ronald Ray goes down to the 19th position. Ronald Ray didn't look too good. John Geist got in an accident with his son Zane, and John finishes 20th. A lot of battles down here. Josh Johnson 21st. He worked his way all the way up. He was way back there, and Spencer Kale 22nd. Zane is 23rd, so he moves up a little bit. After he kind of got in a wreck, Mullins 24th. And 25th is Sam Hopper, not a good day. Same with Nate Butler. Brent Simmons just ran a bad race. And Brian Lippert again. Steve Bandy, Scotty Schultz in an accident, same. I don't know about Matt Brinker. But Paul Slovic is 32nd and Hugh Pham 33rd. That's going to be it for us. Let's see the podium celebration here. And we take a look now at the standings. Milano is going to be the next one. That's going to be a crazy fast course. As Nick Leahy is the leader in points after 4:13. Country Doc is second. No change here, but Michael Paul moves to third. He's up from fourth, so he goes to third. And Bryce McMinn is now fourth. He was fifth, and he moves to fourth. Mike Kilroy is now fifth. He was 11th, and now he jumps to fifth after that. And same with Michael Koran. Michael Koran was 14th, and now he jumps to sixth. Michael Koran is 2 wins. The only multi-winner here. Keith Novick is 7th. He drops from 6th. And John Oldfield is 8th. John Oldfield bumping up from 13 to number 8. That is big. Josh Johnson, a big slip from 3rd to 9th. Again, he's 59 points back of the leader. That's big. Ronald Ray goes from 8th to 10th. William Mullins, the 11th. He goes up from 12th to 11th. He's back. 90 points from the leader. Usually when it's 60 or more, it's beyond a race. Galante is 12th. Eschenbach moves all the way up to 13th. Eschenbach was 25th, and Eschenbach goes down. Laps led. I'm curious to see who won the laps led of last race. Milano is next, the Spaghetti Western 50. And the standings from the Talledega World Cup, we're going to see laps led. That's total. Let's go to race totals, the results, which are right here. So Koran led 24 laps, so he wins it there. He gets all the bonus points, and he jumps up. Mike Kilroy needed those bonus points as we go back, so he gets them all. And as we take a look, the Farmer Fields fight moves into the Spaghetti Western 50. As Kilroy is 27. Yeah, that would have leapt him over the head of Bryce McMinn. So Matt Koran now is 6th. We did this. He jumped up. And Koran, that led him over to Keith Novick. By having those bonus points, he leaps over Keith Novick. And that is 6th. Right now, the biggest thing, Doug Sandro is back to 15th from 17th. He moves up a couple. Chris Mullins drops from 9 to 14. Matt Brinker goes down. Very big. Matt Brinker was 7th, and he goes down to 16th. John Geis, 17th. He moves down from 15th. Brent Simmons, that is a huge drop for Brent, 10 to 18 on his day. Mark Cunningham is 19th in points, and Cunningham was 23rd. He moves up. Spencer Cale is 20, and Spencer Cale was 18th there. Taking a look at, everybody wants to see how far Brandon Powell moved up. Brandon Powell moved up from 33 to 28. He's 194 points down. Now, it's going to be big tomorrow. There's going to be a little bit of wrecks there. Now, the people in trouble, I think, are from 20, it's usually 50 a race. So you can get 50 points a race. So if you're anywhere from Sammy Gonzalez down, you need to have a really good race next race. Gonzalez went from 27th to 24th. Hopper's dropping from 16th to 22nd. And Emilio Rocha, number 91, stays at 21. But after 4:13, Paul Slovic now takes 33rd, and Hugh Pham 32nd. Everybody finished except for Hugh. Hugh is second, did not finish. I mean, it can be unique here. But there you see, top fives of so you have your points. Your pole positions, as they move all the way up in the standings, your pole positions, 4 different ones, McMinn, Kilroy, Oldfield, and Schultz. Of course, your winners by Koran, your top fives, Kilroy, Koran, and Oldfield. They are positions 5, 6, and 8. And your top 10s, Leahy, 3, no team, no driver, has been 4 out of 4 in top 10s. But as you can see, Leahy, Doc, And 1 and 2. 1 and 2. There's only 9 points separating Leahy and Country Dock. That is, with bonus points taken out, that is 2 positions. So if somebody finishes first and somebody finishes, if Country Dock were to finish first, ignoring all bonus points, and Leahy third, Dock would take the lead. But it's 2 positions. And that could be big because everybody else, now Bryce McMinn, it's about 4 positions there. And then, as they go down, that's the way it is there. Did not finish. Brandon Powell had 3 of them. He actually finished this race, not too bad, 13th. He would be high up in the standings, probably 10th or 9th right now with a real shot, or even 8th, or maybe even 6th. Races led. How many races led? Everybody. Nick Leahy has never led a race at any time. That's the funny part. He's had no laps led at all. And when you take a look at this, Leahy, nope, no laps. Slovak Fam, Lippert, Zane Geist, Warren, Rocha, Kale. And you go all the way down, you see William Mullins, nope, number 11. But Nick Leahy, he leads in points, but he's never led a lap. He's very consistent. Okay, that's it for us today. We're going to go to tomorrow and race number 5 tomorrow. Race number 5 tomorrow is in Milano, Italy. It is at night. It is I'm not even going to try it, but it is in Milano, Italy. It's going to be 50 laps. It's going to be 300 miles. It's going to be a long one. And there's going to be a lot of passing. There's a lot of banking. And there's a lot of ability to probably run into somebody. It's not going to be like today's road course where it's slow. It's going to be a lot of speedway mixed in with left and right turns. Very interesting, as Milano, the night version, that is very big. So, we're going to see you tomorrow. It has been one heck of a day today. And then, of course, coming up Wednesday is Someone's Going to Get Killed 200. One of the craziest races we'll ever see. I have no idea what those flags mean, but it's at Martyville, so please, sorry if something happens that offends you in the last one. I have no idea what those flags mean, but Carjola Raceway will be after. That is Thursday. It's the finish. And then this Friday, it is the Runnin to the Restroom, 150. 150 laps in Talledega, and that should be a very fast race. So really the slow, methodical race was today. The Spaghetti Western 50 will be tomorrow. We're going to see you then.